words have, almost the power of God. This is why it is crucial never to be lazy when it comes to language. Our capacity to communicate, to skillfully arrange words in a manner that forms images and pictures holds immense significance. Words can be a tool to facilitate understanding, to contribute to someone's education, and to reveal aspects that were previously unseen. And here's what human words can create: a light of insight. The extraordinary power of human words lies in their ability to perform what is often referred to as the unseen magic. Imagine a scenario where someone feels incapable of achieving success, unable to see a path forward. Then you step in and share your own experiences, carefully selecting the most impactful words. As your words reach them, a transformation occurs. They exclaim, "Now I can see. Before you got here, I was blind. Before you got here, I was in the dark." But through your conversation, a newfound clarity begins to emerge. It's like the first light of dawn. This ability of human beings to bring about such profound changes through language is indeed powerful. Human beings have the unique ability by language to helping people to see. That's one of the greatest gifts you can bestow. Words are so powerful if they're framed right. Don't get lazy in learning this craft, because it can benefit you a lot, whether you're at home, in the marketplace, or in your career, even when you're working towards making your fortune. Mastering the art of communication involves understanding your feelings and emotions. As you gain more experiences, you accumulate a mix of knowledge and feelings. When it's time to speak, you can blend both of these aspects into your conversation. This combination is what gives your words the power to make a significant impact. So don't underestimate the potential of honing this craft. It's like having a valuable tool that can enhance your personal and professional life. Here's what's really powerful: words loaded with emotion. You see, this is incredibly effective because people mainly make purchases or decisions based on their emotions rather than logic. Emotions play a big role in most of the choices we make. The interesting part is we only need a certain amount of logic to support or explain our emotional decisions. So understanding the strength of emotions behind the words you use can be a key to influencing decisions and connecting with others on a deeper level. It's like realizing that emotions are the driving force, and logic just comes in to back it up. Take a look at Hitler and how he could really get people stirred up with his speeches. Think about Stalin and how he had this knack for rallying people with his words. And they truly believed in what they were saying with all their heart. Unfortunately, the results were disastrous, but it shows how powerful emotions can be. Yes, in their case, it was for evil purposes. But here's the thing: this same intensity, strength, power, and emotion can also be used for good. It's like a tool that can change the whole outcome of communication. So understanding and using emotions in the right way can make a positive impact in how we connect and communicate with others. Words with strong feeling change the meaning. Words become powerful when they're filled with emotions: belief, courage, love, understanding, awareness, sympathy, concern, and the impact of being touched by somebody. If you incorporate more of these heartfelt elements into what you say, it can have an even more amazing effect. In other words, the stronger the emotion and sincerity you put into your words, the greater the impact they can have on others. It's like adding extra layers of meaning and connection to your communication. Here's the combination: carefully chosen words mixed with just the right amount of emotion. Like finding the balance, not using too much intensity for something small. Think about actors on stage or in movies. They have to master this skill of blending the right emotion with their lines and the words they're supposed to say. It can be super impactful if it's done just right. Imagine if you had this really important point, but you threw in only a tiny bit of emotion. It wouldn't connect, right? So here's the key. When something is a big deal, make it a big deal. And when it's a smaller matter, keep the emotional tone on the lighter side. It's like an art, a craft. You have to adjust your way of talking to match the situation and the level of emotion involved so that it works and it all makes sense to the listener. Imagine this scenario. You enter the scene, and it's the perfect moment for it. The situation demands that level of emotion. You have to approach it like a skilled surgeon. Just like we trust a doctor to focus on attacking the disease rather than the patient, the same goes for handling intense situations. You need to tackle the problem, make the necessary moves, and ensure a successful outcome. Saving the day. Essentially, so what we're looking, a doctor to be very professional. You can't be reckless here. It's crucial to go after the problem without making it seem like you're attacking the person, as this is sensitive territory. Many people face serious consequences when they're not careful in these situations. Similar to a surgeon delicately handling matters of the heart, it's about navigating through intense situations with skill and mindfulness like a surgeon. Some people go after matters of the heart with a hatchet, too severe. They might not be careful enough to address the real issue and find a solution. But the main goal is to help the person in need, like saving a patient. Here's a solid approach to dealing with a problem. Admit that you faced it or are currently dealing with it. You can say, look, the reason I'm talking to you about this is because I've been through it myself. And I made some mistakes. Use yourself. One of the best illustrations is yourself. When you're trying to guide someone or give them advice, share a personal story, you could say, hey, I remember when someone really talked to me and set me straight. If that person hadn't come along, spoken honestly, and helped me out, I might have been in a really bad place. I might not even be here talking to you now. So when I say this, I'm speaking from my own life experiences. This kind of communication is incredibly valuable because without it, you might end up causing more harm than good. Sharing your personal stories can make your advice more relatable and impactful, helping others learn from your experiences and avoid potential pitfalls. Words have incredible power. Words kill. With words, you can kill someone's dignity. You can either give life or take life by the words, so you need to be extra cautious. Now, when it comes to this emotional power, it's essential to use it wisely. Pay close attention to emotional cues, both your own feelings and those of others. When someone is going through a tough time, it's crucial to acknowledge it. You might say, John, I can understand what you're going through. I've faced similar challenges. The key ingredients here are understanding sympathy, awareness, sincerity, excitement, and a positive attitude. Incorporating these elements into your communication can make your words a source of support and encouragement. Fostering a more positive and constructive environment, it's like being tuned to the emotions involved in responding with kindness and empathy. All of us have an audience. It could be the neighbors over the fence, your community, or even your family. If you're in sales, it's the clients you talk to. If you're running a business, it's the whole business community. Everyone has their own audience. The key is to stay informed about what's going on. What you don't want to do is unintentionally turn off a large part of your audience. Take the time to understand your audience, no matter who they are. Pay attention to the impact you're making when you talk. This is crucial. Look into their eyes, observe their expressions, and analyze the dynamics between you and the person you're communicating with. Whether it's a business discussion or a casual chat, it's essential to be acutely aware of the reactions and responses of the person you're communicating with. There was a time when I struggled to understand my audience. I used to be so focused on my notes that it took me a while to look up and see what was happening around me. What's going on here? What's happening over there? Nowadays, everything moves so quickly and people don't have much time to spare. You need to get your message across quickly. You've got to convey your point in a short amount of time because life is fast-paced. If you want to be good at communication, you've got to be brief on any one point. You can't linger long. I used to tell really, really long stories. I just drug them out too long. People get weary. Here's a little secret. Human attention spans are short. You have to practice being short and to the point. Keep your communication brief. The more you can express yourself in fewer words, the quicker you can get your message across. What used to take me 10 minutes, I can now say in just a minute or two. In 15 minutes, I've covered it all. It used to take me a couple of hours. Once you become really skilled with language, you can condense an idea into a shorter time frame. It's about being efficient and making sure your message is concise. So it captures people's attention and keeps them engaged. Being a good listener is essential for effective communication. It's important to let the other person talk. We all have approximately 16 hours when we're awake. Try to make the most of those 16 hours by practicing your listening skills. I emphasize practicing because listening is not always easy. However, if you make a habit of listening during the entire time you're awake, sure enough, from surprising sources comes great ideas. Mr. Shoaff posed a really thoughtful question to me. He asked Mr. Rohn, how do you influence other people? At that moment, I hadn't really pondered on that question much. He pointed out, that's obvious. Even though his words might have been a bit tough to hear, I was open to it because I knew I had plenty of room to improve and lots of changes to make. But how do you affect other people? It's just a major, major question. To really succeed, develop an interest in two primary things, life and people. Many people aim for success, but they often lack that deep curiosity about what's happening around them. So if you genuinely want to build up a wealth of information for your future conversations, you need to be captivated by life, intrigued by stories, and fascinated by human behavior. Ask yourself questions like, why do people act the way they do? What motivates their actions? Also, become curious about your own life. Explore why you act the way you do, why certain feelings arise. This kind of fascination will not only help you gather ideas and inspiration, but also lay the groundwork for future communication. It's like building a foundation, creating a reservoir, depositing knowledge into an account that you can later draw from when you communicate with others. When you allow all aspects of life to impact you, it influences not only your conversations, but also your communication skills. People can sense that you have a deep connection with life, and your sensitivity, interest, and fascination with it make life exceptionally meaningful for you. Let me tell you, this will reflect in your conversations, your emotions, and your ability to connect with others. Embrace it, don't shy away from it. Nurture and grow this quality so that you build up a practical understanding and a profound awareness. When you're ready to speak, there will be a wealth of substance ready to support whatever you want to convey. This is what brings about real power in communication. Talking to others is a significant part of life. Sharing thoughts and expressing our feelings is important. And if you treat it casually, sure enough, you might not improve much in the next year or two compared to where you are now. I was clumsy when I started. To improve at anything, you need to just start doing it, keep practicing, and gradually you'll get better. Even if it feels awkward at first, initiating a more effective communication strategy is like starting a program to enhance how you express yourself. Keep working on saying things better and better as you practice. Over time, you'll become more skilled and comfortable. Mr. Shoaff shared a valuable piece of advice with me. Don't try to impress, he said, rather learn to express. It's essential to be genuine and become a person that others would genuinely want to talk to. Those initial moments, especially the first few seconds or the opening minute, play a crucial role in building rapport and making a connection. As someone wisely said, you never have a second chance to make a first impression. So those early moments are crucial for the process of identification and getting acquainted. It's about being yourself and creating a positive and authentic impression right from the start. We use this little mental phrase. We want somebody to say, me too. It's like when you share something that happened to you and the other person says, the same thing happened to me, or I felt the same way. It creates a connection. Let me tell you about a time with a little Girl Scout. It's an identification story. She showed me her unique presentation and asked if I wanted to buy. I really wanted to, but I didn't have $2. When I share this story, someone might say, oh, I've been there. I know how embarrassing it is not to have money. That's another identification story. To this day, I can remember the feeling of that situation, and when someone says, I felt that pain too, I know what it's like. It's a powerful connection. It's all about finding common ground with others, but it can be a bit challenging. Now, in the identification process, make sure that they're accurate stories. You want to maintain credibility in your communication. Think about it like giving testimony in a trial. If someone catches you in one lie, they might question the truthfulness of everything else you say. It's like throwing away the whole testimony. You wouldn't want that, right? So don't let lies creep into your stories. Even if the lies and exaggerations don't directly harm others, they can harm you the most. Trust is crucial, and once it's broken, it's hard to rebuild. We all hope for both truthfulness and sincerity, but we don't mistake sincerity for truth. Being truthful and sincere in your communication builds a foundation of trust and reliability. If you want to be sincere, you have to be honest. You just can't come up with sincerity telling an erroneous story. Even if you can make it sound sincere, eventually it will catch up with you. Most people appreciate when someone is open and honest with them, sharing true feelings, genuine awareness, what's happening in their life, heart, soul, and mind. So the key is to be sincere by always telling the truth. It's about building trust and creating genuine connections by being real and truthful in your communication. When we get a little older, we have these tricky ways of looking like we're interested when we're really not. To become a good communicator, it's crucial to recognize these subtle signals. However, it can be a bit challenging because in effective communication, you shouldn't confuse politeness with genuine interest. People might be courteous, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're truly interested. If you misinterpret their courtesy as genuine interest, it can impact the quality of your communication and connection. It's important to be attentive to the subtle cues and distinguish between politeness and genuine engagement to maintain effective communication. Communication involves both words and emotions. Too much is too much. For instance, in sales, talking excessively can backfire. You might talk someone into buying, but if you keep going, you might end up talking them out of it. Let's say you walk into a car showroom. The salesman doesn't need to overwhelm you with all 5,000 facts about a car because you really only need a handful of crucial details. What's the cost? Is it safe and reliable? How's the gas mileage? And what about the style and resale value? Just these few factors are usually enough to make a decision. Providing too much information can actually harm a good presentation. It's about offering just enough information to make sense and help the other person make an informed decision. There's magic in human contact. There's magic in a smile. There's magic in a handshake. When you share a smile or offer a friendly handshake, you're adding a touch of enchantment to the experience, making connections feel more meaningful and pleasant. It's a wonderful reminder of the beauty found in the simplicity of human contact. Good communication requires intentional preparation, whether you're preparing for a speech, a family meeting, or an important one-on-one conversation. It's essential to get ready for it. Sometimes this preparation takes several days, involving dedicated moments throughout each day to ensure you're fully prepared. There's a saying that for every hour of public speaking, many days of conscious preparation are needed. The same principle applies to personal conversations. Preparation is the crucial factor. Taking the time to get ready beforehand significantly contributes to successful communication. Whether it's in a formal setting or a more casual, one-on-one interaction. Instead of waiting until the last minute, it's important to avoid the approach of cramming, like we might have done when preparing for exams. Instead of putting things off and procrastinating, thinking we have all the time in the world, it's beneficial to engage in gradual and steady preparation. Remember those times when the night before the exam we would be in a rush, trying to cram in all the information? Good communication works the same way. It's not about waiting until the last moment, but about consistent and thorough preparation. This ensures that when the time comes to communicate effectively, you're well prepared and ready. Preparation is the key to good communication. When you're about to have a conversation with someone, it's beneficial to adopt a mindset of readiness. This means quickly gearing up, becoming conscious, and being aware before you engage in the conversation. Getting ready involves preparing yourself mentally and emotionally so that you can communicate effectively. It's like mentally putting yourself in gear, being alert and aware, ensuring that you're ready to actively participate in the conversation with full engagement and understanding. If you're looking to enhance a particular skill, communication is undoubtedly one of the most crucial abilities to focus on. Being able to communicate effectively can make a significant difference in various aspects of your life. Whether it's expressing your thoughts, understanding others, or navigating through different situations, if there's one skill to develop as well as any other, this is probably one of the major ones: communication. Communication starts with you. Your world begins with you, not in a self-centered way, but in the sense that it begins with your consciousness and awareness. You need to have substance within yourself first. It's about being aware of your thoughts, feelings, and perspectives. Creating a foundation that enables fruitful communication with those around you. In essence, good communication starts with the awareness and substance you bring to the table. Once you understand that all of it starts with you, you open the door to making remarkable advancements. In various aspects of your life, this understanding allows you to take charge of your actions and decisions, paving the way for significant progress and positive changes. It's like realizing that by focusing on yourself and your choices, you have the power to shape your own path and achieve meaningful accomplishments. Embracing this concept sets the stage for incredible growth and success. Each day, we should consciously focus on collecting ideas, inspiration, and feelings that we can use for future conversations. That's why education is so important. That's why continuous learning is valuable. It means consistently acquiring new knowledge. Make it a lifelong habit. Constantly expand your vocabulary as you go through life. This practice not only broadens your understanding, but also enhances your ability to express and communicate effectively. So the key is to keep learning, keep growing, and keep enriching your vocabulary, ensuring that your comprehension and communication skills continue to evolve over the course of your entire life.